B-Bad and Brandon.
How's your morning?
Yeah, good.
Anything
Quiet.
exciting for a Friday?
Well, I was meant to have clients this morning, but due to the rain,
Oh, yeah, of course.
I've had to postpone those.
Good.
So,
You're Brisbane based?
yeah, north side, so probably an hour out of
Oh,
Brisbane.
okay, yeah, sweet. That's not
Yes.
too bad at all.
So what we'll do,
We're getting
it's
quite a
a
bit of
very informal, unorganised, disorganised podcast, and we have one question, and that one question is 21 sounds, who you are and what you do. We will count them. Every one of those sounds and noises and words that you make. Can't go over.
sounds, not what.
Words are good too, but
Words
we
can
found
be-
some people made a lot more sounds than words, the ones that freaked out when we asked them this question. So we found it important to make sure we counted the sounds too.
Alrighty. I'm known as Big G. Popular in the StrongWoman community. I dabble in powerlifting. I was Australia's strongest woman in 2019. Have competed at the Arnold's in Ohio.
Oh, shit, that's sick.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay.
We can talk about that more later, but I think I've gone
Oh,
over
look,
it.
don't worry.
I got you 21 and a half.
Yeah, I think it was just over, but I mean, at least you filled it with really good quality stuff. I know we said we'd talk about it later, but Arnold's Ohio, how was that?
That was insane. The level of athletes over there, just amazing.
How'd you get the invite like to over there? Because I know from my limited, straight up limited understanding of strongman, it's quite hard to get recognised overseas.
Yep, so I got my invite because I won the Arnold's we had here in
Yeah.
Melbourne in 2019
Oh yeah, fair.
in the open women's division.
Fuck. Dang.
Yeah, which got me my invite.
Yeah, right. So for everyone
That's cool.
listening, it's just now like you're insanely strong.
Yeah.
I'm pretty strong.
Now, to put in, I guess, for context for a lot of our lifters, listeners who are probably more
Some of the lifters too.
Some are lifters too, hopefully. If they're listening to us, hopefully they are. But what, in reference to like powerlifting numbers, what are your best comp lifts?
So I actually did a capo powerlifting competition. My last comp I did mid-COVID, and I pulled a 250
Holy
deadlift.
fuck.
I did get red lights because I'm a strong woman at heart, so I had a tiny
Yeah,
itch.
Yep.
Still locked it out, so in strongman it would have counted.
Fair, I'll count it.
My squat's always been my weakest of my lifts. My best is 220, and my bench I've done 120.
Damn.
Holy shit.
That'll work.
So not bad for a strong woman trying to be a powerlifter.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's insane, mate.
And what was your best events in StrongWoman? What was your best events there?
I hold the Australian record for the monster dumbbell at 75 kilos
Jesus.
Right.
for the open women. Yeah, I think it might have changed, but it might be 5 kilos off the world record. Yeah. I share the Atlas Stone record with 150 kilo stone.
Jesus.
My PB log is 105.
Yep.
And I have the axle clean and press record at 110.
Oh,
No big deal.
that is some.
Did most of those back in 2019
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
before COVID.
Yeah, that bloody thing. That's insane, mate. That's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
because, I mean, I don't know, but you look quite young as well.
I'm 30 this year.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought,
You are old.
I thought also, I'm 30 next year.
Yeah,
I
you're
wasn't
old
gonna
too.
say anything.
You're like a
I'm
dinosaur.
like 28.
No, he's not. But I thought you were
Yeah.
way younger. But anyways, that's impressive as fuck.
Thank
What
you.
got you into StrongWoman?
I kind of just came across it because I was in the army for 7 years, and I discharged, and then I had to have both my ankles
Oh wow.
reconstructed post army. Um, so I put on quite a bit of weight, um, and then who I was working for post army, I was working for the police, and one of the sergeants that I worked with, he asked me if I lifted because he goes, "You look like you should lift." And I've always been fit, healthy, into sports. Never just had a strength program for like powerlifting or strongman before though. It was just I was a gym bro. So he recommended joining a local strength gym, and 1 week later, I did my first StrongWoman
No
comp,
way.
and I came second.
Sick. Turns
Yeah.
out you're okay.
Yeah,
What year was your first comp? When was that?
2018.
Oh wow. So you went from your first comp in 2018 to winning the nationals and going to Arnold's.
In 1 year, yep.
Turns out you're really fucking strong.
Yeah, that just puts it into like more context of just how unreal of an athlete or strength athlete you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm built for it.
Fuck, and where did the name, obviously the last, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your last name, but obviously Big G came from that.
Yeah, because I'm 6 foot tall, and I'm built quite heavy set. And yeah, my last name's pronounced Genrich, so it's normally too hard for most people to pronounce, and that's how I got Big G.
Yeah, love it. Run with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still captivated by the numbers. And then as soon as you said 2018 to 2019, like, oh, how'd you go at the Arnold's in Ohio?
I came 7th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy. It was my best events I didn't get to do because I didn't make it through to the finals. I zeroed the log in the competition, which was really disheartening to do on a world stage
What was
like
the weight?
that. It was only 100 kilos, but at that stage in my strength journey, my overheads were lagging incredibly compared to, I'm a very good mover, so the yoke, farmers carries, all that sort of stuff, great at. But the log back then, I really struggled with.
You've spent that time now.
But I still gave it a go.
Yeah. You have to over there. I mean, everything on that big stage. But then how's your overhead now?
Awesome. I can log press 105 and barbell 100 plus. I've never really maxed out on that, but I can do 100 pretty easily.
On a what, barbell?
Yeah.
It's actually surprising because, like,
I can't.
barbell overhead press is actually something I'm really good at for some reason.
I am not.
Terrible bencher, okay squatter, decent deadlifter, but barbell overhead, I don't know why. I know I've done a few overhead, done logs for 100 for reps, but actually seated overhead press 100 for 8 once.
Yeah.
I know, I was shocked.
What was it like to be over there in the States competing, like that event? Did you get much of a chance to go around and see other things that were happening while you were competing or in off time?
It was awesome. Well, the competition was literally the week after all the craziness around COVID was announced.
Oh,
So we had actually landed in LA when they were talking about closing the
oh
borders.
fuck.
And it was a very hard decision to continue on to the comp or just get on the next flight and come home and not risk being locked out of Australia.
Yeah.
So we took the gamble and did the comp. We had to book our flights home early anyway, but we made it there and back and with no dramas, thank God. But there was no crowds, so that was a letdown because normally the expo is huge. Like, so because of COVID, they told all the people that were going to just watch
Yeah.
the shows that they couldn't go. So there was no spectators. It was just the athletes and
Yeah.
coaches. But it was awesome. I got to meet some of the pro
Yeah.
strongmen. That was pretty intense. We got to watch all the pros compete because they still did their competition
Yes,
as well.
sick.
It's good to see that level.
Yeah.
What was your biggest takeaway from watching, I guess, those guys who've spent, a few more years in this?
Oh, that is, for me to get to the level of the women that won, it's going to take a lot more years of hard work. So I'm obviously genetically gifted with what I've been able to do so far. But to get to that next level, I'll have to take it up a level.
Yep.
Sorry, you
I was going to say, is there plans for that for you? Is that something you'd like to pursue? Try and chase down that next level?
Fucking oath. Like, I love it. At the moment, there's a bit of a pause in my training and competing because I'm 3 months out from having my first bub.
Congratulations!
Which is pretty cool.
Thank
That's
you.
a little tiny hiccup to strong woman training, but I imagine you're still training around it.
I am. It's getting a bit harder now because I am getting a lot more pain. I think he's going to be a big boy. But yeah, I can't wait to get back into it.
Yeah, that's super cool.
That's amazing. Congratulations. And obviously it's a boy coming, you said.
I think what's cool is also to hear that you're still obviously training around it, just finding a way to do it in a way that you enjoy it as well. And you're also still, even though when you have Junior Burger, it's like, well, of course I'm fucking going to try and beat number 7 in the world and work my way back up the rankings again. I think that's unreal.
100%. He'll be a gym baby from the day one.
Yes.
And how's your training looking at the moment? Obviously being pregnant, are you still able? Obviously, you're more front dominant now. There's something growing inside of you. But how have you trained? Because obviously, from my realm, changing for powerlifting is a little bit easier. Are you still adopting more of, I guess, a powerlifting style of training right now, or are you still trying to incorporate those strongman movements around it?
At the moment, it's all volume. Because I can't squat heavy or deadlift heavy at the moment because I'm getting, excuse my pronunciation, but symphysis pubis dysfunction, which is really bad pubic bone pain. So I have to walk slower.
Damn.
Can't do like lunges or anything that is single leg. So I'm doing a lot of just volume, a lot of upper body.
Movement is so tough. We're literally just talking about this.
Which is hard. Yeah.
Crazy what you guys go through. They're still able to do what you do.
And you do coaching as well. That's correct?
I do. Yeah, I've taken it on a bit more of a part-time role at the moment. I've been casually doing it since 2019. And I'm not overloading my plate too much at the moment just because even coaching face-to-face is it's quite painful.
Yeah, being on your feet all the time.
How was the progression to coaching for you? Was it something you thought you had a passion for and competing in? You wanted to try and get in there and coach yourself? Is that what you saw?
Pretty much, yeah. I just love watching people achieve shit they didn't think they could do. I guess same goal every coach has. Yeah.
And do you work predominantly with strong women, strong man athletes, or is it just a blank mix at the moment?
I have both strongman and powerlifting clients.
Lovely. Which one do you prefer?
Both equally, actually, because I like both sports equally as well.
When did you do your first powerlifting comp?
I was a part of Powerlifting Australia when I first started out for a couple of years, and that I think my first one was in 2018 as well.
Right.
Yeah, because I've always done both.
Yeah. You squat 220 in sleeves or wraps?
In wraps.
Still.
I know.
Yeah. And I'm always curious, how do you find the strongman circuit in Australia? I feel like it's growing and got a bit of momentum at the moment.
It's incredible at the moment. Even from the growth it's made from when I first did my first comp to now, we have such a good structured pathway
Yep.
now. So going from your local comp to your state comp to getting to your invite to Australia's Strongest, there's just a clear direction, whereas we haven't always had that in the past.
Is it similar to powerlifting that it has like a governing federation?
We've got Australia's Strongest, which has kind of been newly formed in the last couple of years, but it's always been not like how powerlifting have their specific federations.
Right.
We do have the Australia Strongman Alliance, and then we've got the Australia Arnold's. But now, like, Australia's Strongest is kind of like encompass majority of the big comps in Australia.
Because Arnold's strongman's done Australia now. They're not coming back.
So.
Yeah, they're not coming back. But
yeah, we've got things like Lift Fest and Fit Fest, I believe, off the top of my head now.
Lift Fest that was the one that Tony Doherty put together. That also didn't happen again this year, unfortunately, Tony. But yeah.
Lift Fest sounds good. What's that one?
Yeah, Lift Fest sounds sick. Like, hopefully, it's just a whole bunch of people coming to lift.
When's that?
I wouldn't know.
I don't know the dates.
No, it actually sounds fun.
And that will be the new pathway to get to compete to bigger meets overseas now that the Arnold's isn't floating around.
Yeah, they've got a really good detailed pathway, like on Australia's Strongest Instagram as well. And they just lay it out so good now. And there's even a middleweight series, which we haven't had before.
That's cool.
So we're taking on, following in like the footsteps of what America does now with their own middleweight series.
What weight classes are that?
You've got under 82s. And I believe under 72s, but don't quote me on it because I'm not a middleweight.
Yeah, I'm actually just literally on the Instagram page now for Australia's Strongest, and it's sick. Like, you got your round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, which is a workshop, but yeah, and then one in NZ.
Yeah, right. See, that's pretty cool.
That is
so
sick.
They're kind of just bringing everyone together, creating that sort of pathway to compete.
Yeah.
At bigger places. That's great. Would you have aspirations to go compete in Europe as well for yourself?
I'd love to get overseas and compete again, yeah. I want to go to the World Ultimate Strongman Games.
Ooh, yeah.
Get an invite to that would be incredible.
That'd be cool.
Is the World's Ultimate Strongest Games, is that different from, like, World's Strongest stuff? I'm not...
Yeah, so you've got... I probably said that wrong, but the World's Strongest Man is their own competition.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is like just another... Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, in the past they've run the World's Strongest Woman in a competition alongside they do the Masters as well, and they'll have a men's competition as well, but that's where they do the World's Strongest Woman.
Right. Okay, so it's completely separate. Is that, and that's where you wanted to head? Is that the different one?
Yeah, I definitely want to get there.
Yes.
Imagine you and determined as far.
What sort of numbers on things would you have to work towards to get to that level, do you think?
I did get an invite, and then COVID happened, so...
COVID crushed everyone.
Kind of ruined everything, didn't it? Yeah.
It's good though to see, like, the strongman. I'd love to hear your opinion, Nicole, which I completely forgot was your actual name because I just nearly said Big G, but COVID didn't really, like, halt the progression of strongman. If anything, I think it almost allowed it to progress and kind of reorganize in a different and obviously pivot and adapt a better way, almost. And now, like, strongman's very, very popular.
I think it gave Australia an opportunity to create something bigger than what we've had, for sure, because it had to take away Arnold's, and it's now it's like, okay, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
How are we going to keep growing it? And I think they've done an awesome job with the middleweight series, all the meat stock exhibitions that they've had recently.
Right.
Just getting, and because we had the last Australia's Strongest Man Woman recorded live on KO
Oh,
as
really?
well.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just getting heaps more exposure now.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I think
Yeah.
a big part of it is, like, as you said, obviously that middleweight division, make it a little bit more, I don't want to say inclusive, but inclusive aspect. Obviously, a lot of people would think to be a strong man, you need to be X weight, monster. What happened there? But yeah, so I think it's. There we go. Sorry, a little technical difficulty again, but we managed. Yeah, so it's making it more exclusive, and with anyway,
Everyone gets to go.
everyone gets to go. Yeah, and I think that's going to draw more people in, and
Yeah.
I know us powerlifters are taking more. So good. I just
Yeah.
Well, I see.
I've done one strongman comp, and that was enough for me. I was fucked. It was hard.
It's brutal.
Oh, mate, I don't know how you guys like. It's just insane. I did a novice one, and I was cooked. Anywho, that's my little whinge for the day.
How do you like, to get a bit technical, how do you like to balance like the programming for strongman comp for yourself or for others?
For myself, if I'm competing, I'll do a strongman prep, obviously. Depending on the time frame between comps, I do like to do a powerlifting comp in my off season. Not that strongmen really have off season. You're pretty much ready all year round with strongman. But if I'm doing big competitions, I might do 2 to 3 big strongman competitions a year, and I'll fit a powerlifting comp in there somewhere.
The powerlifting comp.
Yeah, I got an invite to the last Pro Raw.
Oh,
Of course you did.
Which was awesome because it was going to be my debut.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would have been sick.
But now I'm pregnant.
yeah.
So.
Oh, there's always another one.
Next time. Well, would you say during 3 months? 3 months after that, you'll be ready to go again.
Sure, why
I
not?
feel like you sound so determined to get back to training that you'll have the baby and then just go straight to the gym.
I have this idea in my head that I'll be able to compete on a platform in 3 months.
A platform, hey, that doesn't, that could mean anything, so we'll take it.
But obviously that's going to come down to how Bub comes out.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be an exciting time, and obviously how Bub adjusts and sleep play a role. Yeah, you know what I was going to say.
Everyone
How it sleeps. They don't fucking sleep.
Everyone keeps telling me I'm dreaming.
They don't sleep. They fuck with you.
How old's Kendra?
10 months.
Yeah, right.
She's torturing us this week. She's teething and she's got a snotty nose.
Oh no.
Mum was up 1 a.m. pretty much from 1 a.m. on Thursday morning until the daytime. That was a good one. And then
Holy cow.
last night, what did we get last night? Oh, I think we got a few hours in there last night. Sleep.
But not to scare you off. I mean, sure, like, hopefully it'll be really good, and we'd love to see you back on the platform.
Evil sleep-taking humans.
Also, we got your photo for our, thumbnail. Thank you for sending that through as well, but also sick tattoo.
Yep.
Full sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
When'd you get that?
Yeah.
I know this is completely off topic, but I saw it.
Yeah, no, all good. I think I had it finished in 2017.
Yeah, right. It looks sick. What's the artwork? Sorry.
It's a bit of everything, really. I've got a lot of my tattoos have some meaning, but most of it is just because I like it.
Yeah, I love that.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just got, mix of peonies, roses, hourglass, a big wolf on my shoulder with a stained glass window.
Yeah, that's sick.
Up top. But I've got quite a few.
Get your elbow done? Yeah.
Yeah.
How fucked is that?
It was not the worst
Oh,
out of
really?
all that I've had, but it was fucking painful.
Fair.
Yeah.
That makes
I
me
think
feel better.
anyone
But
who says tattoo doesn't
line,
hurt.
Well, I mean, like,
It all hurts.
oh, it hurt, but like, I mean, I remember falling asleep through some of it, but the elbow, like, I was ready to. I mean, I didn't cry, didn't cry much, but
Would have cried.
I fucking wanted to. Hey, it was ruthless.
I've got my sternum done,
Oh, nah.
and I'll tell you a story about getting that done. The first 2 hours was the most excruciating thing I've ever put myself through because I didn't have any painkillers and I didn't have any numbing cream,
Fuck.
and I was like shaking, like I couldn't control it. I was kept apologizing to the tattoo artist, and he pretty much had to stop because he's like, I can't tattoo through how tense your skin is right now.
Fuck.
He's like, we'll rebook you and I'll give you some numbing cream and come back next
Wow.
time.
Fuck, dude. Oh, that's because I'm
Numbing cream help?
Oh yeah, I didn't feel a thing. It was
Oh.
great.
Why didn't I do that?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually, like, I thought it was kind of like a gimmicky sort of thing.
Nah, bro, it works.
Oh, this is
Nah,
fun.
it fucking works.
Wow.
Yeah. So, how do you see off tattoos?
Yeah,
how do you
sorry.
see the growth of strong person comps in Australia? Where do you see it heading over the next couple of years?
Oh, I think we've got some really strong women coming
Yep.
through. Yeah. The strongest we've seen in years.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like we've got a few years ago, you'd have one or two women that could overhead more than 100 kilos. You know, now we've got half a dozen at least.
That's cool.
Is that a big purpose of yours, trying to push that growth of females in the sport?
Yeah, and just trying to show like women that it's not scary to live
Yeah.
heavy.
100%.
And you won't get massive unless you eat a shitload of food. And are unhealthy.
Yeah.
I think, like,
Then the cool thing is having the lighter weight categories. Then that's the next thing. It can appeal to everyone. Be a part of it. They don't fall into that. Oh, I have to be a big human to be in it. You can be a lighter human and still do the sport.
Well, when I won Australia's Strongest in 2019, we had. So I'm obviously a heavyweight. Second place was a middleweight, and third place was a lightweight.
Wow.
And that's not because we didn't have other open
No,
heavyweights.
just stronger.
It's just, you know, the women coming through are just big.
yeah.
Sweet. Who will be someone to watch for over the coming years, you think? Who will be giving you competition?
Oh, God. There's heaps of them. Just recently at the Australia's Strongest Woman, well, Ali, she won. She's a really strong human.
Yep.
We've got Nicole Wright down from Strong Geelong. There's Megan Clark, Ellie Smith. All the women that competed are just awesome athletes. Like when I get back up to my strength, they're all gonna give me a run for my money. That's for sure.
Does that excite you though?
Yeah.
Having that competition to keep you honest.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then you can follow along with what they're doing to see how the standard of the competition's going and what everyone's lifting, and know what I guess you've got to get back to. Be able to step back on there to beat them all.
Yeah.
When if all things go to plan, you'd think next year you'd like to have a crack at progressing towards the bigger meets? Would that be the plan for yourself?
It just depend on how long it takes me to recover and all that stuff post-birth. Australia's Strongest is normally around March.
Yep.
So I think it's a bit naive for me to think I'll be ready by March next year.
Compete at that level.
So maybe not. It'll just all depend.
Yep. I'd like to see you popping up on the local circuit, doing some local meets to start with.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm gonna have to work my way back up just like everybody
Yep.
else, um, because you got to get your invites to these
Yep.
competitions.
Ah, that's how it works.
Is that a bit annoying though? Like,
Mm.
obviously, like, I know family's obviously very important, and family's something that I really want, but I don't have to really sacrifice as much as women do. But is there a bit of like annoyance to that, or do you find it like, oh, I kind of put my sporting journey on hold to do this part of my life, but then not necessarily taking away, but it halts it. Is that annoying?
It's extremely annoying.
Right. Yeah.
It has been a really hard adjustment for me because I've been an athlete my whole life, but I've always wanted a family as
Yep.
well.
Was it a
So
difficult decision
it
to,
was.
you and your partner obviously go down like, oh, is this now the time, or was something that happens like just because it happened?
It wasn't planned, but we were really happy
Absolutely.
when we found out. But the thing that kind of has made it a bit easier is I've achieved everything there is to achieve in StrongWoman in Australia.
That's pretty cool.
So I reached the highest level and I've competed overseas. So it's not like I feel like, fuck, I've just gypped myself
Yeah.
from being able to do something
Yeah.
because now I have to put myself on hold for 18
Yep.
months. So that's what's kind of keeps me sane.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good, honest answer as well. Like, I think I think there's a lot of pressure on female athletes. Kind of just mentioned to have a family and do all this stuff, but you're also athletes, and a lot of them are athletes for life that find strength sports as a way to unleash that competitive outlet after playing competitive sports wind down. So I think it's a very honest answer, and I love that. What a lot of women need
Thank
to
you.
know that it's okay to do it.
But that.
The other thing too I love with
No,
oh,
you
sorry.
go. You're more important.
Wait.
Um, with the, with the growth in women in strongman is that it's forcing competitions to have more masters divisions.
Cool.
Because if you think about it, like I'm 30, and all my peers in the sport are similar in age than me. So yeah, the current masters we have now, there's probably half a dozen to a dozen in each of the divisions. But by the time I become a master competitor, there's going to be so many more of us. I just think it's awesome that they're creating all these opportunities for when, we reach that age, because I can tell you now, unless I'm physically unable to, I'll be competing for as long as I can.
You will. You'll be setting those records. Those young fuckers are going to have to chase you.
Well, I was going to say, but even
100%.
at 30, like with a year or two off, you're still relatively young, for competing in an open scene.
Yeah, what is Masters?
Yeah, definitely. I've got at least 10 more
Yeah.
years.
What would be
Yeah.
what would be like the oldest female running around at a higher level? Do you think?
So I know Donna Moore, who is multiple world strongest woman. She's still competing in the open divisions, and she's in her early 40s.
Oh, sweet.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I hope I haven't ballsed
Yeah.
that up.
It's alright. We'll let her know.
And for she's been competing in strongman over 10 years.
Yep.
She started later
Yep.
in life, and to achieve what she's achieved at the age she's been competing at, where does it stop really? It stops when your body stops, right? Or your mind.
Yeah, fair.
So we certainly won't be seeing you in the
Yeah.
Masters circuit anytime soon. I'm pretty certain.
What's-
Even when you do get, is it 40 for
Yeah.
Masters in strongman?
Oh, I should know, but
You're
I
too
don't
young
know
to know.
that
You're
age.
too young to know. You're fine.
I know in powerlifting they have sub-masters from 35 to 40, but that's just
33. 33, yeah.
Nah,
GPC it is at least.
33 to 40.
33 to 40 sub-masters. Weird.
Would say.
Probably.
Yeah.
If I can get a record in any.
Everyone gets a record.
You get a record like Oprah sometimes. Oh, it's too good.
I know I broke the record when I did my powerlifting.
Yeah,
comp.
but you
but
did
you're
full
strong.
250
Yeah,
deadlift.
like you're very strong. That's a bit different, mate.
I did it. I set it at 240. Someone's probably broken it
Oh,
by
I
now.
don't know about that.
There's like only a few.
Is that 3 lifts or push pull?
It was a
Yeah, I
3
don't
lift.
think
There's
anyone's
not
taking
many
that
people.
too. Not many girls running around pulling 240.
I can't really like what Sarah Rainbow,
Hmm.
but not in capo.
It'd only be a handful.
Sarah Rainbow,
How many women in Australia would have pulled more than 250?
240. Keita would be
Less
close,
than
but she's
10.
not obviously open heavyweight.
I think it's less than
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, I don't even think
That's insane.
That's a really good question for us to answer.
That's insane. That just gives a bit more context to how strong you are as a human.
Yeah, as soon as you said 250, I was like, man, that is huge. The only other person I do is Lydia, who pulled 262 at Pro Raw, but that was a single lift. Fuck, you're strong. So after all that,
My goal is to be.
sorry, what was
Sorry.
that?
I said my goal is to be the first female in Australia to lift 300.
Oh!
And it's like, you know when you listen to,
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
yeah, you probably understand.
It's a huge
Yep.
goal, but
Very achievable.
it can be done.
I feel like you could do it though. Like I don't see, talking to you for this last 40 minutes. It's like, yeah, she'll do that. Like there's no question of, like you talk to clients, and you're like, okay, let's just have let's maybe tick off 260 first. So it's just like, when you said that, I'm like, yeah, cool. Well, let's just wait. I'll get the popcorn and we'll just wait till it happens because it will. No,
100%.
listening to you talk.
Well, it's not going to happen in the next 12 months.
Do you
Anyway.
lift when you do strongman? Do you lift with a suit and straps, or do you just go straps?
No, I never have.
Even better.
What?
I don't use. The only time I've used straps is on an axle
Yep.
bar. But whenever I deadlift, I've always just did mixed grip.
You're a fucking savage. Just putting it out there. That's.
I've tried hook grip, but that's
Yeah,
brutal.
it hurts.
That hurts.
Yeah, he loves hook grip.
Yeah.
He also loves equipped lifting, so don't let him convince you otherwise.
Yeah, it's just your thumb. Like, only pain.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the mixed grip myself.
After 10 or so years, the nerves are deadened and you don't feel it as much.
That's the thing, Nicole. We got to realize Johnny is prehistoric, so he was lifting when the dinosaurs were around and had that time to equip his thumbs to hook grip.
Yeah, big one.
Really?
26.
Now you just told everyone how old you are.
Yeah, 28, so I was 14.
Have you always just I mean, I shouldn't be asking questions. But have you always just done powerlifting?
No, I was a gym bro, and then a guy who worked for me was a powerlifting coach, and he knew that I was a gym bro, and he said, "Come round to my house. I do powerlifting." I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it involves weights, so that'll be fun. I'll go there. And then that's how we found powerlifting. And train.
I feel like that's how everyone finds
Yeah,
powerlifting.
Literally, it's just a friend of a friend come to this place, and you're like,
And it was just that. It was literally a gym under his house. A very well equipped gym, 2 competition benches, power cages, all the fucking toys. Imagine. And yeah, me and a couple of lads trained there for a few years and learned what powerlifting was. Back then, no one was fucking doing it. That's for sure.
It's so funny you say that because you literally that's how everyone got into powerlifting. Like even I had a mate who was like, "Wait, come to this gym," and you're like, "Well, am I gonna get stabbed? What's happening here?" And suddenly you rock up and it's just a bunch of angry dudes. Like, "Oh, I could get stabbed."
Don't sit on the wrong bench.
Yeah, fuck. But yeah, like obviously now social media's kind of fine, but it really was like a underground fight club. Come in.
Yeah, well, always my mark of knowing it was not known is if you went out for dinner and people would ask what they'd see you and be like, "Oh, you're a bit of a big guy. You must lift weights." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do some powerlifting." They go, "What is that?" Nowadays, everyone fucking powerlifts.
Yeah.
When you go to dinner and you order 3 meals for one person, they're like, "Well, you're not going to eat all this," and you're like,
Yeah.
"Anyways, that's a bit off topic."
That's been a hard thing eating at the moment.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm used to eating like normal size meal, but I'll get halfway through and I'm just like, fuck, I'm full.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You got less space to put the
Yeah.
food.
Like, yeah, it's wild. Like you don't think about these things until you've got a human growing inside you.
I don't thinking, especially being a dumbass male, it's like eating for two, but you don't think that other thing growing is taking up space. Yeah, fuck.
It's existing space where you would like to put the food potentially.
It's like a light bulb went off in my head, and everyone's just realised how much of an idiot I am.
Keep wee in your bladder, fix it and tells you to go to the toilet again.
The best part is when I do need to go to the toilet and you got to hold your belly up.
Because you're what? You said you're 3 months out, so you're in the final trimester.
I don't know how many other women have had to do that, but if I don't hold my belly up, I can't pee. So.
I love that.
And you got plenty more room to grow that bump yet.
Yeah, 3 more months.
Damn, that thing's going to cook good. You're going to have a big boy coming out of there.
Oh, good luck.
Jeez.
Yeah, let's do it, mate.
So normally we like to wrap it up with 10 incredibly random questions. Random they are, I promise you. Are you ready? They're very quick too. First thing that pops into your head.
All right.
What'd you have for dinner last night?
Butter chicken.
What's in the boot of your car?
3 cartons of recycling beer.
I literally was about to say, there's a carton in there, I'm coming round.
Last time you changed your bed sheets?
A star of the week, actually.
Your middle name?
Marie.
Your favourite year and why?
This year.
Oh, why?
Oh, why? Because I'm having a baby and I can't wait.
Your first cassette / CD or music you owned?
Okay, so it was a CD, and it was Missy Higgins.
Oh, Missy.
Classic.
And I'm pretty sure I was in primary school, and I could recite all her lyrics for every song. I was obsessed.
The last dream you had?
Oh, nah, they're fucking wild at the moment.
But they're pregnancy dreams.
Yeah, and I can only remember bits of them.
Oh, shit.
But they're vivid as
Love
fuck.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
some crazy.
What are you going to do when you retire?
I don't think I will retire.
Excellent.
I don't know.
Best
Like,
answer.
if I can coach for as long as I can, I'm pretty sure I will.
And your morning routine? What do you do in the morning to get ready?
I get up, I have a coffee, breakfast, eggs on toast and a smoothie, and I walk the dogs.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely.
What's your thoughts on artificial intelligence?
It scares me.
I forgot that this was a question.
It's an important question.
Yeah.
It's I think it's good, but I think it's scary and could be very dangerous.
Agreed. Terminator has scared me.
As long as Instagram keeps giving me the ads that I need to buy things.
I think we're more advanced than they would like us to believe.
I personally just gonna put it out there. And like Facebook or Instagram puts in the ad of something that I want to buy.
I love that.
I love it. I'm like, thank you. Yes, I want to buy this. My partner doesn't, but that's okay.
We've gotten lots of baby stuff based off Instagram telling us we need it. It's excellent.
Yeah, it would be. But also a dangerous rabbit hole.
Kind of
But, mate,
knows you need it before you know.
thank you so much for your time today. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties of myself trying to... Yep.
Technical.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't be technical. But if people wanted to reach out, want to know more about StrongWoman, know more about your coaching, where can they find you?
Big G StrongWoman on Instagram.
Yep. Easy. We'll pop that in the show notes, mate.
That's it.
Thank you so much again. It's been a pleasure talking to yourself. We wish you all the best with Barb and can't wait to see you pull 300.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
No worries. You have a
Thank
lovely
you.
day.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.